everyone. We are continuing our limud of Sefer Yirmiyahu. We are up to Perek Yud Tes. And in Perek Yud Ches, we had the very, very famous mashal that we are like chaymer biyad hayotzer. We are like clay in the hands of the potter. Hashem can destroy, but Hashem can reconstitute. Hashem can shape and reshape, all depending on whether the kli is what Hashem wants. And if we do tshuva, we're a kli Hashem does want, and He will shape us and protect us. Otherwise, He might be mashchis us. So now we're continuing the idea and the analogy of pottery. And the pasuk begins, Kayamar Hashem, so says Hashem to the Navi, Halaych v'kanisa bakbuk yotzer chares. Go and buy an earthenware container, a container of clay. Now this is already clay that's been baked in an oven, so now it's hard, it's like earthenware. Umiziknei ha'am, umiziknei ha'kehanim. And take with you, because I want everybody to see this, take with you the elders of the people and the elders of the kehanim. V'yatsasa el gei ben hinom, asher pesach shar hacharsis. You shall go to the valley of Gay, the valley, Gay, Ben Hinnom. Now, Gay, Ben Hinnom was simply a valley outside of the, Charsis is the shattered pottery gate. Again, this actually corresponds to what Shar HaAshvais, the refuse gate, in which garbage was taken out. And Gay, Ben Hinnom was just a valley. There's nothing intrinsically evil about it. But it was a valley that was meshuka. It was totally involved in Avodah Zarah, in Melech. So it became identified as a mokum of Tuma, and as a result, it was considered to be the gateway to the punishments of the Rishayim that we call Gehenim. So Gehenim is short for Gay Ben Hinnom. And Yirmiyahu is told, go to the valley of Ben Hinnom, you shall proclaim the words that I'm going to give you. So buy your pottery, kli, go to Ben Hinnom with the Zakanim of the Am and the Kehanim, and then you will make the following declaration, and this is the declaration. V'amarta, and you shall say, Shimu devar Hashem, Malchi Yehuda v'Yosher Yerushalayim, listen, kings of Yehuda, although it doesn't say the kings were there, but the Zakanim were representatives of the kings. Kai Amar Hashem Tzavakos Elokei Yisrael, so says Hashem, the God of Israel. Hinani Mevi Ra ala Makayim Hazeh. On this Makam, on Yerushalayim, but because of the Chait of Ben Hinnom, I will bring evil, I will bring calamity onto this place. Asher kol shemah titzalna aznav. It will be so devastating that anyone that even hears about it, their ears will tingle. Again, it's a metaphor, will shake in fear. Why? Yan asher azavuni. Because they have forsaken me, they have abandoned me. Vayinakru es hamakam hazeh. And they have made this place, now this is referring to Ben Hinnom, they have made it Nachri, they have made it estranged from God, as a place of Avodah Zarah and Melech. Vayikatru bo leluhim acherim. They have sacrificed to other gods, Avodah Zarah. Asher lo yidohum heim avosayim, that they didn't even know, their forefathers didn't even know, unfamiliar gods, besides the familiar ones. But they even pick new gods. Umalu es hamakam hazeh dam nikiyim. And in addition, the murder, both of Molech and general murder, they have filled this ground with innocent blood. Ubanu es bamai sabal, and they have built altars to the Canaanite god Baal. Lisref es b'neim ba'esh, to burn their own children in fire. Olos, to be burnt offerings to the Baal. Asher lo tzivisi, this is certainly not what I want. V'lo dibarti, this is not what I said. V'lo also alibi, so don't have a havamina, you're serving me. Lachain, therefore, hine yamim ba'im nom Hashem, days are coming, says Hashem. V'lo yikarei l'makom hazeh od ha'tofes v'gei beninam, it will now no longer be called Tofes. Tofes was its geographical designation, or even Gei Ben Hinam. This very place will be renamed at the time of the Chorban, although this was a temporary name, Gei Hahareka. This will be called the Valley of Death, Death Valley. Ubakaisi es atzas Yehuda v'Yerushalayim b'makam hazeh. I will empty out the distinguished wisdom of Jerusalem from this place. It will all be emptied and destroyed. V'yipaltim b'cherev lifnei oyeveim. I will cause them to fall by the sword in front of their enemies. Uviyad mavakshe nafsham, and in the hands of those who seek their lives. V'nosati es nivlasam l'machal la'of hashamayim le'emazaretz, and their carcasses will be left to be consumed by the birds of the heaven, the vultures, and the wild animals. V'samti es o'ir hazais l'shama, I will make this city desolate. V'lishreika, and whistling. People will whistle in astonishment. Call over Allah, anyone who walks by. Again, this is very repetitious of the earlier parak, but it's a different nevuah. Yishaim will take a deep breath, like gasp. Vayishreik, and will whistle. I'll call makoseha, on all its afflictions. V'hachaltim es besar b'neihem v'es besar b'neisehem. And this actually happens. The famine and the deprivation will be so severe that people will eat the bodies, the dead bodies of their children. I will feed them the flesh of their sons. This is in the Teichach, in the Torah. And the flesh of their daughters. V'yish besar reichem, and you'll eat the flesh of your friends. B'motzor, there will be such a severity of a siege. Motzok, a time of suffering. Asher yatziku lehem hayeveim avakshin nafsham, that the enemy will inflict upon them. Now it explains the simon. Yirmiyahu came to Gei Ben Hinnom with an earthenware vessel. So now Hashem says, after you deliver this nevuah, Hashem says, Vishabarta habakbuk li'enei ha'anoshim hahochim osach. You shall shatter the bottle, or the container, in front of the eyes of the people that went with you. And then, V'amarta alehem, so shall you say to them, Ko amar Hashem tzivakos, Kocha eshbor es ha'amazeh. You see, unlike even glass that you can remelt and reform, kli cheres, once they're broken, there's no real way to connect it. You can use glue, but the glue is not going to stick. So this represents a total destruction. Just as this cheres was destroyed. Kasher yishbor es kli hayotzer shel yichol leirapeot. When an earthenware vessel is destroyed, you cannot connect the pieces or melt them down again. So shall be to you. Ubatofes, in this area called the Tofes, which is Gei Ben Hinnom, Yikbaru, they will be buried, Mi'ein Makom Likbar, there won't even be a place to bury them. Kain Eseh L'Makom Hazeh Nom Hashem L'Yeshvav, so shall I do to this place. V'laseis es ha'ir hazeh k'Tofes, and the whole city of Yerushalayim will become a place of death, like the Tofes. V'hayu batei Yerushalayim u'batei Malchi Yehuda kimkom hatofes hatmeim l'chol habatim asher kitru al gageiseyim. All of the houses where you brought korbanos on the roofs of your houses, to all the tzva shemayim, to the stars and the planets. V'aisech nesachim elohim acherim, and you poured libations to foreign gods. All of it will be destroyed. So again, this is something that's ma'orer. When you actually see a physical breaking, it's a powerful symbol that could be ma'orer tshuva, more than words. So the end of this is, Vayavo Yirmiyahu me'atofes asher shalacho Hashem sham linaveh. So again, actually the pasuk doesn't say Yirmiyahu did this. The pasuk is saying Hashem is telling Yirmiyahu what to do. We have to interject that Yirmiyahu did all of this, even though it does not say that he did it. It only has Hashem's words. Pasuk Yudalid says, after he finished that, Vayavo Yirmiyahu me'atofes asher shalacho Hashem sham linaveh. Yirmiyahu then came from the Tofes, where God had sent him to give a prophecy. V'yamid b'chatzar beis Hashem, and he stood in the courtyard of the Beis Hamikdash. V'yamer al kol. It's interesting, Hashem didn't tell him to do this, but I don't know. We either assume that this was al pi Hashem, or he said it on his own. Well, he went there on his own, but the words he is saying is Hashem's words. Kai Amar Hashem Tzavakot Elokei Yisrael, Hineni Mevi Ali Razais, V'al Kol Hareha, Eis Kol Hara'a Asher Dibarti Olaha, Ki Hikshu Es Orpam, they have turned their necks, become stiff-necked, Levilti Shamaya Es Devarai, not to hear my words. Again, the teichacha is over and over and over again in all sorts of different places because we need to hear it. People are not responding.